Hey everyone, welcome to the Knowledge Boner podcast. It is Tuesday. Really excited about jumpstarting this week, diving into lead gen and really talking about how to acquire clients and stuff for your business. So very exciting week. I'm your host, Dylan Starr. I'm a co-host, Wally Wynn. How's it going, Wally?
It's good. Today we'll be talking about a very interesting topic. And I don't actually want to say the whole phrase together but I'm going to say it. So we're going to talk about positioning your knowledge boner today.
It's so true when you think about it. Yes, how to position your knowledge boner. Maybe I should make that the title. Maybe we'll run with that. But it's the power of positioning. And what we mean by that is, like, this is actually a very interesting trick that we have learned from, like I said, mentors that we've been investing in, and it's super powerful. It weeds out a lot of time wasters and saves you a lot of headaches as well. And it just kind of makes things go smoothly. So what we mean by positioning is you're not reaching out to somebody else. Okay. They are reaching out to you. So, like, think about that for a second. Let's say I wanted to talk about a business idea or something with, Wally, or, and bring something up. If I call him, right, and I start talking about pitching a product or an idea or anything, now all of a sudden, like, I have to sell Wally on this idea or sell Wally on this product because I reached out to him. I have to tell him, I have to spill my guts. I have to tell him everything about it and hope that he's interested, right? Compared to if Wally calls me, it's different. I have the power of position because Wally contacted me. It's the same thing. I don't know if you guys like playing cards or playing poker, but positioning is very, very key in poker because you get to see what everyone else does ahead of time. If you're the first one that has to act in poker, you don't have any position. Everyone gets to see what you're about to do. But if you're the last one to act, you have all the power of positioning because you get to see what everybody else has done. You get to kind of frame what you think people have, whether they folded or whether they raised or whether they called, whether someone's bluffing, because you just saw everything that happened. So positioning is powerful not only in gambling and cards, but it's also powerful in business. So now you're asking, well, okay, that's great in theory, but how the hell do I get people to call me? So, let's kind of dive into some different ways you can do it. And it's all about, the setup. And, Wally, why don't you give some kind of tips and tricks of what you've learned when it comes to, like, positioning and getting people to reach out to us?
Yeah. So actually, it was pretty funny. Yeah. I just started putting in some of these tactics of, lead. I'm going to say lead generation tactics. And actually, I got a very warm organic lead the other day, and he was actually asking me about messenger bots and all this stuff. And I thought it was pretty interesting, like how exactly it was that I got him, right? And literally, the only reason that he messaged me or he reached out to me because of in this particular situation is because of my profile, because I've consistently either posted about messenger bots, posted about different funnels that I've made, or posted about business, whatever. And this guy has seen my profile enough and clicked on my profile enough to know what I did already. So then whenever he reached out to me, he was already asking for me, for the service I provided, which was pretty interesting. So that's one way. That's one tactic, is just consistency posting and having an online presence that is consistent with what you actually are doing in business. That's one. And then two is just laying out a crap ton of bait. And this is actually like the strategy that network marketers use. A lot of network people are trying to build, like, when they build on social media, you see it all the time where it's like, get the 3 tips of how to cold prospect today, right? And so then you'll watch the video, and then if you comment on the video or if you interact with the video, they will come in and message you, right? They'll come in and message you, and they'll start a conversation with you, and eventually, leading down the road somewhere, they'll pitch you their product, and that's kind of like the one lead generation strategy for network marketers. And just any kind of variation of that. I mean, there's so many ways you can go. I'm trying to think of another, like, oh yeah, just having a Facebook group even. Me and Dylan, the strategy that we're using to build our Facebook group is having a cover photo right on our profile page. and having that profile page and, incentivizing people to join our Facebook group. And okay, just the fact of them notifying them that it's there is a lead generation tactic in itself.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you're positioning yourself in a better position from them reaching out to you. Now, what I see a lot of people too do, even in network marketing, is that this is how they fuck it up. Is maybe you have that positioning online from your presence online, and then you get excited from somebody reaching out to you, and the next thing you know, I see people do this all the time. They do it with my girlfriend on fucking social media and Messenger. Is if she reaches out to you, next thing you know, you spill your fucking guts through Messenger. You start talking about how your product's so amazing and it's going to change your life and it's going to do this and do that. Now you try fucking selling them online and you lose all your positioning. You had the positioning, you gave it up and you fucked it to shit because you got all excited and you tried selling them through there. So the biggest key, guys, if you're selling a product or service is, first of all, you want to get them on the phone. And second of all, you want it to be them contacting you on the phone. This is crucial and this is key. And this is so powerful.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna interrupt you for a second, 100% right here, because this is for you. I don't know what our audience is 100% right now. I assume it's probably more guys, but I'm sure there's a ladypreneur out there, maybe one or two. But I'm gonna speak to guys for just a second, right? So you guys, exactly what positioning feels like in the dating world, 100%, right? You go to a bar, you go hang out at the bar, you're drinking, and you see this girl across the bar, right? And you get over eager and you run up to her and you go introduce yourself, and what happens? She just immediately shuts your ass down, right? Why? Because of positioning. She had all the power and authority. You came over, you were over eager, right? You gave off the feeling of you're too excited that she gave you attention. All of a sudden, the interaction killed, right? That's the power of positioning. Same thing the other way around. For in dating, if you instead played the position of power and you were not overeager and you played it cool with females and that kind of stuff, you would do the exact same effect. They would be attracted to you. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. 100%. Yeah, it's a good analogy. I mean, we can use dating all day, every day on the podcast. I mean, everything relates to each other. Businesses, dating, they're so similar. And so for example, like, let's say you love working out and, you're really ripped right now. You have like a routine, maybe you can do like 100 push-ups and, you just tested something out. You did 100 push-ups, I don't know, a day for 20 days, plus an ab routine. And then you realize that, like, man, my chest and my abs are way more chiseled. And you show your results and be like, I just tested this new method. Here's my before and after from 20 days. Look how chiseled my abs and my chest are. And you think about it like, man, I'm really good at this. I want to be able to have people pay me for my advice. And somebody reaches out to you and like, man, look, I want to be how ripped you are. Like, I'd love to learn about, what you did and everything like that. Like, great. So right now from that post, you have position. Okay. Now your goal isn't to start fucking responding and regurgitating everything that you did and blah, blah, blah. You want to get them on a phone call. So great. I'd love to chat about that. Sure. I'll happily tell you my strategy. When's a good time that we can call? Now, an advanced technique, I don't want to overwhelm you guys, is you can set up a scheduler online, where you can just give them a link and they can actually click and just schedule like in your calendar to call you. But you don't have to do that. You can just say, hey, cool. Like, when's a good time to chat? They'll give you a date and a time, or maybe, they'll be like 40 minutes from now. And you say, great, here's my number. Give them your phone number. I'll call me in 40 minutes. We'll talk soon. Right? Automatically, you're reestablishing your position. You're not fucking calling them to talk about your 100 push-up strategy and all that shit, right? They're calling you. So now from the get-go, when they call you, you have the positioning and the power. So now you can ask them about their goals and et cetera. You can try to sell them, then tell them about, your method of how you did 100 push-ups, and you break everything down and say, yeah, cool. I'd love to help you out. Hey, how about I write you up this strategy? Exactly what I did day by day. I'll even, as a bonus, I'm even going to throw in my diet, because I did this awesome diet routine while I was doing this 20-day push-ups ab challenge. And you'd be like, you know what? It'll take some time. I'll cater it to you and your needs based off what you told me. I'll give it to you for $250. Right? You already have the position. They reached out to you. They're so excited, and then boom, you just made $250 from something you were doing anyways. But if you fuck up your positioning, it makes all the world of a difference. Doesn't matter what you do. I don't care if you're doing network marketing. I don't care if you're doing social media marketing. I don't care if you have an agency. I don't give a shit if you're selling affiliate marketing. I don't care if you're selling a service. Whatever the fuck it is, positioning is crucial and it's powerful compared to just reaching out. So a lot of you guys probably are making the mistake, and you're, I mean, gosh, I used to do this so often, and Wally knows too. Like, going so much time and cold walking into businesses, cold calling businesses. Like, it's so time consuming, very time consuming. Wally knows. And are you still there, Wally?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you remember all the times we had we hit up these businesses, we were going on foot and foot traffic, and then then we learned from successful gurus like, hey, like you have no positioning when you do that. You're giving up all your power. And we thought about it like, shit, you're right, but you don't know any better, right? Because what's the one thing that you think that people do?
Go
Right?
door to door. That's like, yeah, that's all. That's what everybody says. They say, you know what, like, I'm going to take massive action, and so I'm going to go door to door. Well, you know what, like, we have the internet and technology, guys. There are wiser ways to take action.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you're going door to door to businesses, that's great. You're showing initiative, but just realize that you're on their turf. They have all the power. They have all the positioning on you. And now, what are you? You're not giving value. You're the fucking salesman.
Now this is different. This is different if you're going up there like cold, you have no idea who's in. Now, if you get a referral and then you walk up to the business, that's different.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. Referrals are completely different. Like, that's warm. That'd be like if Wally told me, or referred somebody, me to somebody, or somebody else to me, and they called me up and like, oh, hey, yeah, I just got phone with Wally. He said that you do XYZ and you're really good. Oh, okay, cool. Like, automatically, they mentioned Wally's name, so referral base is they're a warm prospect. That's not cold marketing. So definitely know your differences, the differences between prospecting, warm and cold market. So referral is completely different. But understanding power positioning is super important in that case when you're on somebody else's turf. So you got to come up with clever ways to be able to do that and not give up your positioning, because it makes a world of difference. Now, the second thing I know that goes through people's mind is you may be thinking, okay, that's great, but my product or service, if I do this and I tell them to contact me so I don't lose my positioning, what happens if they don't call me? Wally, what would you say to that?
Well, I didn't waste 30 minutes of time.
Exactly. There you go. So guys, you may be bummed out about it, but like, don't be bummed. Like, if somebody was really interested in what you had to say and wanted to hear about whatever it is that you're doing, if they didn't call you, if they didn't even show up, and then they weren't qualified, you automatically were able to save time and disqualify them as a prospect because they couldn't take the steps to do that. I think what it is, Wally, is a lot of people are afraid to make people jump through hoops, right? Because they're so excited to get the sale or to get the service. But when it comes to the qualification process, you have to make people do those extra steps, right? If they're putting in the work to take extra steps, the further along down those steps, the more qualified they are. So if it says something simple as, hey, schedule time to speak with me, they take the time. Not only scheduling, but let's say they take the time to answer questions, and maybe the questions takes about 10 minutes to fill out, and they do it. What does that tell you? Wally, what would that tell you if somebody who's
that they're a very hot lead and they're very, very interested?
Exactly.
Dude, you can literally compare this to dating again. Think about it. Okay, all right. It's called we're gonna this concept is called investment, right? So whenever you go meet a girl or you're hanging out with your boys and you interact with a female, and you go meet her, you're talking or whatever. If that girl like stays by your side for the next 30 to 45 minutes, never leaves, is happy to talk to you, all kinds of stuff. What does that mean to you? That is the biggest green light that ever exists, right? So it's the same concept in business. Like, if people are spending more time, like if they're investing more time and taking steps and actually going through the process, that means that they're more warm to they're literally warming up to you as they go. So it's only your job to come in and close the deal, right?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And it's funny too. Or think about it this way. Let's say you see a girl in the bar that you like, and not only is she talking to you, but she takes the initiative and offers to buy you a drink. All of a sudden she's buying you drinks. What does that tell you? Like, holy crap, green, 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 go, go, go. Right? That's a hot prospect. So it's the same thing. People taking those extra steps. And if they don't go through those steps, guys, I know in your mind it's like, oh, well, I need the money, and um, I don't want to risk them not contacting me. I'd rather just take the time and contact them and just give them my positioning and take my chance. Guys, qualify people, right? If you really think that what you have is good and you're confident in your product and your service, or you're confident in yourself to be able to give people results and change their lives or make their lives easier, then you should be confident enough to qualify them to be able to even have a conversation about it. And if they're not willing to do that and take those steps, then they're not serious. They're not going to buy anyways.
Mm-hmm. Well, then, yeah, let's think about it this way too. Like, let's think about it this way. Okay, let's say you have a 5-step process to get somebody to sign up and close as a client with you, right? So they got to do 5 steps first before you talk to them and get their money, right? And then let's say you have a 5-step marketing plan now that you install for their business whenever you do close them. Now, if they can only get through 4 of 5 steps before they get to the call, do you think they're going to get through all 5 steps to your marketing plan? if you got to give them things to do, right? Mm-hmm. So think about it like that. If they can't even like follow instructions at the beginning, do you think that person is going to be able to help you like follow instructions once they are your client or customer, right?
Yeah, that's true. I remember an academy that I joined before, and before we had my phone call, which I was paying per month on to be part of this academy. One of the steps were to watch some videos that were there. There was like 3 videos. One of them was kind of long, but make sure you watch it. One was getting to know the guru, like who is XYZ, which was actually really smart because now you're building that personal relationship with them before the phone call to edify them. Man, I'm giving you guys so much gold right now, and this is not even funny. Think about from their perspective of positioning, guys, is now I'm watching this video that's edifying this person before I talk to his team to sell me on joining their academy, right? So they're gaining more positioning because of the edification of this video that I have to watch. I'm taking the steps to be able to do it. So when I get on the phone call, if they ask me, did you watch those videos? Oh, yeah. You can even take it further and be like, and quiz them. What did you think about this? Or what was your favorite part of the video? If they answer that, that means correctly they watched the video. Now you know that they're qualified. They're taking the steps that you're putting in them. See, the sales process isn't supposed to be pleasant. You're supposed to kind of put friction in. You're supposed to qualify and weed out the time wasters and the people that aren't serious, because your time is valuable. And thus, when people do go through this process, your chances of success are much higher for whatever it is that you're going to be able to sell. And it's funny too, because we know when it comes to closing, even the sales process is supposed to be uncomfortable for the person you're talking to. You'd be surprised how effective it is. Wally knows what I'm talking about. You have to put them through a little pain, because at the end of the day, like, why do people buy? Right? People don't buy because of logic. They buy with emotion, and then they justify it afterwards. And that's something that we learned as well. But it makes sense, right? It's like, okay, why do I want this ice cream? My girlfriend broke up with me, so I'm going to eat this ice cream cone, right? It's not like, logically, I know if I eat the ice cream cone, that is probably 2,000 or 3,000 calories, and I'm going to have to work out in the gym a lot to get rid of that. But that's not what fueled my buying decision, right? I love that you said that, because now take Wally's scenario, ice cream, right? What is that person talking about? But Wally, I want you to know this ice cream isn't like any other ice cream. It's gluten free. It's going to save you on calories. There are no nuts, anything. So if you have any type of allergies, you don't have to worry about that with this ice cream. And let me tell you what makes this different. I know the price of this ice cream is about $3 more expensive, but it's because of the quality. The quality is why it's so much more expensive. No. The reason why he wants the fucking ice cream is because he just had a breakup. He just wants the ice cream to ease the fucking breakup. It's emotional. No one gives a shit about he doesn't give a fuck about whether the ice cream is gluten-free. He doesn't give a fuck about where it came from or why it's more expensive, right? His pain point is that he just went through a breakup. So that's what you talk about. And then guess what? Oh, I understand breakups are hard. I've been there, buddy. man, it took me months to get over my girlfriend and stuff in the past. You know what? Oh, one tub of ice cream isn't going to be enough.
Man, it sounds like you need something sweet, um, maybe a box of cookies,
Yeah,
a
exactly.
box of cookies sounds good. No,
Dude,
why not a box of cookies?
yeah, you're gonna need time to get over this breakup. It's gonna take a while. I'm gonna hook you up. I know one tub of ice cream is not gonna be enough, but we're gonna give you 5 tubs. We're gonna give it to you at a little bit of a discount. Since you're going, I'm sorry that you're going through that. Okay, oh great, thank you so much. Like, yeah, oh great. Now they're excited. Boom, you sold them ice cream. You don't have to talk about all the other shit, but you want them to feel the pain of the breakup if you want to get the sale.
Because yeah, it's the pain that fueled the buying decision, and so I mean, like that's pretty much the key to sales. Like, I mean, in general, I mean, I know we're talking about positioning, but but you gotta think about it. Positioning is, oh man, I got the perfect one. This is like positioning plus prospecting, but it makes sense, right? Like, it's the whole doctor, diagnosis thing, right? When you go for your weekly checkup or your monthly checkup, whatever, and you go see your doctor, like, you're not questioning that man's authority ever. Why? Because of his positioning. Like, okay, you wouldn't dare to go talk to that man and tell him that he doesn't know his whatever because he did X, Y, Z. He has all these accomplishments behind him, right?
Mhm.
But that's what gives him that authority, right? So think about that whenever in your positioning, like you're like a doctor, like you are, diagnosing. You have the authority in the conversation, right? And so they're coming to you, and all you have to do is diagnose their problem, and then offer them a solution to their problem.
Exactly. So I hope that makes sense to everybody. I hope you're seeing value in this. If you tuned in yesterday, we talked about how to leverage other people's success. So hopefully you're going to start applying that ASAP. If you didn't hear that one, check out yesterday's podcast episode. Now, after leveraging someone else's success, today we want you to understand how to position yourself after leveraging someone else's success. Okay. You talk about somebody else successful in the industry that's making XYZ. Maybe it's an income related goal. People care about that. They're excited. Now, don't screw it up by giving up your positioning because they're coming to you because they're excited after you leverage somebody else's success. I hope all this is coming together and making sense for you guys. Dropping huge gold here for you. So position yourself, guys. Find creative ways to do it. Don't give up your positioning. Don't be afraid to qualify people and let them drop if they're not serious. You saved a lot of time. You saved a lot of headache. Make sure that you're following us on Instagram. You can hit up Wally at Wally_the robot on Instagram. You can hit me up at Dylan Starr Official. Make sure that you check out Wally's subreddit group. If you're on YouTube, the links will be below. Make sure you join our Facebook group, Leads Closing Sales. Literally go to Facebook, type it in, guys. And, we're just really excited to teach you guys all this stuff. We're going to be diving in really deep and everything. And Wally, do you have anything to say in closing?
This episode should be called Sales, Positioning, Leads, Prospecting, all kinds of crap. We talked about a lot of stuff. Positioning is just the main theme, but we definitely dropped gold all around there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like tons of gold. Like there's some really, really awesome gold nuggets in there for you guys, and we're excited to share that with you. That's what it's all about, guys. Hoping we give you guys some knowledge boners from what the bombs we're dropping here and what we're sharing with you guys. And hope you guys are enjoying all this content. Please give us feedback. Let us know anything else that you want covered, and tune in tomorrow for Hump Day. And we're going to go into some more tips on getting leads and et cetera to help you kind of grow your guys' business. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.